Welcome to Club Vanta, where we discuss movies, TV, and more while being Vanta Black about everything.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thank you for coming back for part two. And we are getting into the Legend of Korra.
She ain't no diva. She ain't no diva. Diva. She ain't no diva.
We want to review this show as we kind of look at the future of animation when it comes to Avatar. So this is what I went and did. Let me tell you what I did. I went and I ranked, in my opinion, my humble opinion, the villains in Korra. Here's why I want to start with the villains. The villains in Korra made the show. Those were some good antagonists. They were amazing. Their goals that they had, horrendous, down bad. And we finna get into it. And what I want you to do, I know this is my ranking, but like when it's done, I want to know as we kind of go through each villain, do you feel they deserve that ranking? Who should be higher than the other? Like that'd be like our little fun activity before we get into the bad session of court, because that's a whole nother thing. Cause I basically want to talk about everybody that did their part before we get to her. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Kuvira coming in number 4. Here's why I rank Kuvira number 4. Kuvira came in at a time where the opportunity was for the grabbing. The Avatar was still in rehab from getting broken the fuck down. And we gonna circle back to that when I get to number 1. I'm sure you already know who at my number 1 ranking, and we're gonna go back to that. But we're gonna start it off slow, scope the scenery out. But yeah, Kuvira did what she was supposed to do. The opportunity was for the taking. Everything was literally unprotected, and the people was looking for a leader, and she took that. Now, was she a good leader? Was she conniving? Was she manipulative? Yes. But I feel like it shouldn't have took all of that to beat Kuvira. I feel like to me, she was basic in every sense. It didn't make no sense why Korra lost to Kuvira in that little showdown the first time in Metal City. I'm trying to see how an earthbender, yes, she knows metal bending, beat you with all 4 elements. And like literally all she did was mess around with Batar Jr., did some kind of bending with that coochie, and had him hooked on phonics. That's it.
I wish I had an answer for that. I wish I could say that it made sense that this earthbender, it just earthbending. Let's even metal bending, lava bending. Let's discount this earthbender. Made sure that the Avatar knew what dirt tasted like. The way he tore her up and down that battlefield. And my thing is, for Korra's introduction to be such this macho, know-it-all,
musclehead,
musclehead for sure, for her to get humbled time after time after time. And I'm like, is she still not learning from it? Because my thing is, in terms of training, she's always lackadaisical with her training. She always takes for granted what type of training she has or what type of trainer she has. So I'm like, you was getting able to talk to Toph. You actually, her first thing was to call up Toph and have Toph fight her for her. You're that Avatar. Does that not mean anything once we got to season 4?
You gotta help me get back into Avatar fighting shape. I've been getting my butt kicked by losers all over the Earth Kingdom. The world needs me.
Get over yourself. The world doesn't need you one bit.
And literally, you got trained by Toph just by a little bit before you even went to go see Kuvira.
Yeah.
And you still... Yeah. Like, that's why I would say Kuvira comes in at number 4, because her plan was an easy plan. I just feel like as a villain, she had it easy for the grab, because everybody was kind of late to the draw. That's why she comes in at number 4. And she was just power hungry. That's it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
No crazy goals in mind. Just power hungry.
No. And just used family drama against it. So that was it.
Yeah. Because I feel like Batar Jr. definitely still need his ass whooped because it is no reason for you to go against your own mother for some hoe that she adopted off the street.
Right.
Have some
Because I could have understood if it was just his mom being like, hey, yo, you're crazy. It was everybody that was like, yo, this girl right here, she's not it. She's not it. And he's like, nah, this wouldn't be my wife. Like, that was so real of them because that's what happens in real life. People be going so hard, so hard, so hard for the craziest person. And right when it's too late is when they want to be like, yo, you know what, you're right. They are crazy, actually. Duh. You have to play catch up. We've been there. We've been to the fact that she's crazy.
Kavira's red flag was redder than the Red Sea. Okay, I don't know how everybody just. I'm not everybody. I don't know how Batar just looked past that because I'm like, baby. It is like you said. Everybody's seen it. That's what I'm saying. She was doing some coochie bending because how you throw him off to a point where he discard his whole royal family. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I know he was part of the whole earthbending family and everything, but he must have been a firebender at heart because he loved red. He loved red, and she was a big old red flag walking.
With tassels. Okay, we finna get into who takes the third spot. Now, I put these two together because they ended up being mushed together. That is Vantu and Unalak.
Yeah.
This is so I put them in spot number 3 because they broke down all sugar walls of the spirit realm. Okay. First, I'm gonna start with Unalak. One thing about it, I did enjoy the fact that in this era, it was the Water Tribe giving us the most hell. Because, in the last era with Aang, it was the Fire Nation just doing the most. And the fact that they were so calm in this era, and it was the Waterbenders acting a fool. And with Unalak, I would say with the spirit realm and the execution of it, it's still some parts that I wasn't too fond of, if I must be honest.
You already know how I feel. You already know how I feel.
Go ahead, go for it, fam. Go for it.
Because I'm gonna say this. Number one, at least in terms of the Unalak and Bantu storyline, I don't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it because y'all just making stuff up. You're just making stuff up. Because my thing is, in Aang, he talked to how many people, how many past avatars, and none of them was like, hey, yo, also. The first avatar said that Bantu is going to come back and he's trying to fight the other one. And nothing. They're talking about the 100-year war, and that's it. They didn't bring up nothing about that. And it seems like a really vital thing to mention, considering that the very next avatar would have to deal with it. But I digress. As for the Water Tribe, they had to pay for their crimes and what they did in Aang because the Northern Water Tribe, pretending like the Southern Water Tribe didn't exist and letting it get plowed time and time and time again. Y'all got what you got with that family drama with Unalak and Korra's dad.
Real bad.
Who he was cute. The dad was cute.
Oh no, the dad
I'll
was
give him
good.
that. I'll give him that. Water Tribe men
and he supported his baby. As horrible as the avatar she was, he stood 10 toes down behind his kid, baby.
Absolutely.
I love, like, just a side note, and I feel like this is another beef that I got with Korra. It was no reason for you to fail the way you did because your support system went crazy. She still had both parents.
Always.
Both parents. You had the support of Aang's family still helping you, assisting you. You had Katara, who fucking grandmothered you in. Like,
yeah,
girl. It's no
I
reason.
just don't get it. Aang literally came back to life and people were still doubting him and saying really bad things about him. They had a whole festival about hating him until he saved them. He literally had to prove himself and save them every single time for them
Every
to be
time.
like, "Ayo, we'll support you now against the Fire Nation who's lighting y'all on fire." Okay, but Corey, you have all the support and you still can't do anything. But I digress. As for back to that spirit world, y'all drew
Mhm.
some cartoons and put it in there. Those are some doodles that your
Ah!
5-year-old made, and you put it in the spirit world. You said, "Oh, sweetheart, you want to draw a picture for mommy for work?" And then you put it in and animated it. Uh,
Because I
If
don't
we're
know what that dog
comparing,
thing was. I don't know what that was.
that kept talking to him and having an
Yeah.
attitude. I don't
Yeah.
know. I really don't understand. I don't like it. They made the spirit world seem like this jokey place when in Aang it was so revered, so special, and also had the capability to be something that was scary. Like when Ko, the face stealer, like when you were around his area, there's just animals chilling with no face. Like that was an episode where it was like, okay, the spirit world is no joke. And then you get to Korra and it's some preschool drawings
Hmm.
that you guys are like, yeah. And my another irritation I got with the spirit world, uh, where's Lieutenant? Where's Lieutenant? We have a whole song from Iroh about how he just can't wait to see his son again in
I
the spirit
just,
world, and we see Iroh.
what was the point of showing Arrow if he wasn't going to be able to see his son?
He's just walking around.
Like it was a half-ass throw-in
Mhm.
because Arrow would say he wanted to go to the spirit world. We got that part. But okay, where's the we y'all just took that moment from us? Okay. Go
Right.
off.
I don't understand why he would not be with him. Even if he wasn't like a main thing that like you saw throughout the episode, that was
Hmm.
such a big deal. All Iroh basically raising Zuko was based off of the fact that he couldn't finish his relationship with Luten, that Luten died.
Hmm.
Like with just your son's not supposed to die before the father. So him raising Zuko off of how he would have rather raised Luten and then we never ever see Luten, and you gave this whole core of 4 seasons for us to never see Luten.
Hmm.
I'm confused. I did like seeing that big owl, though.
That damn bird always shows violence. He was
He's
like, "Oh, hey,
always
what's up? You mad?"
angry. He's always angry.
Like when
I
he
love it. If
introduced,
anyone's standing on business, it's
it's the
him.
it's the
Always.
owl.
It's
Yo,
him.
that damn owl stands on business. He don't play. I love that character. I will say I'm glad they brought him back. And I would say with that particular season, because what was that? That was season two. Yes, that was
Yeah.
season two. Let's go into number two. Now, I'm sure you already can guess who got my number two spot, but that is the brothers Tarlok and Amon. They got the number two spot because their story was so heartbreaking. They were really kind of tied into a flashback, and we got the little bit of clips of the gang and them really building up the city and really, establishing order. But their story really was heartbreaking to me. And then I like how they introduced bloodbending back into the storyline to show this is still prevalent even in this era, and it's even gotten more rapid.
Mhm.
Amon was snatching people bending skills. And it was so crazy because it's like, what the hell are you doing? Because even I was
Yeah.
lost for so long. And I know you kept telling me, just wait on it. Just wait on it.
Mhm.
And then when I got there and I was like, he's using blood bending. I never would have thought that blood bending can be able to take away your bending skills, but it makes so much sense. So I feel like, and then too, he was the first person to knock Cora's head between.
He did, and I gotta respect him for it.
Mm,
100%. I couldn't, and I liked his brother Tarlok because I
mm,
couldn't tell
mm,
what game was he playing.
mm,
What
mm.
what are you what's who are you the bad guy? Like I kept being like, okay, he's presented as the bad guy, but they're pushing him so hard. I'm like, no, it has to be something else. My biggest complaint in terms of that storyline is the
Mhm.
fact that they made not blood bending, but taking away someone's bending seem just so easy.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, just let me do a little do 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 do, and it's gone. You know? Whereas in the finale of Aang,
Mhm.
this man almost lost his entire being trying to take away Ozai's fire bending. And now you got Armand, literally the first season of Korra, and he's just zoop, mind, zoop, like left, right, and left. Okay.
Mhm.
Then I really think that it's pretty foul that for the criminals or people with a criminal history, they didn't just give them their bending back. They had to earn their bending back. That's foul. That's something that they were born with. So you should have just given it back. Either way, a criminal can be a criminal with or without bending. That's not
Right.
what made him a criminal. It's just the
Right.
fact that he had criminal tendencies. So you need to go ahead and just give that back, no strings attached. People are going to do whatever they want to do at the end of the day, regardless. Because he could have just went along and acted however you wanted him to act and immediately turned back to crime. So I didn't appreciate that because if so, Cora should have worked to get hers back. Okay, if we being serious, if we being for real, I did like seeing my man Aang in the flashback because their daddy really thought that he had him, and Aang was all with the I'm that guy. You must have forgot who you was talking to,
He
who you was
did.
dealing with. Because I'm
Mhm.
capital A Avatar. Not them blue people Avatar. I'm capital A
Not
Avatar.
the little one, but the big one. Please.
Exactly, exactly. And when it handled him, okay, took away his bending, once again, not using blood bending, but took away his bending, right? And went about his business.
Yeah.
Now, the final scene of Armand and Tarlock, the way
Very strong storyline in that sense.
Mhm.
And that brotherly bond where they didn't say verbally what they were gonna do, but it's just so much emotion and tension was felt. And then when that thing went boom, I said, I said, y'all, y'all got me right here with that right there. And
Yes.
and that's why they got the number 2 spot. They're just
Mhm.
their background story, and they were just
Complex.
lost souls, man. Lost souls, and they realized that they were lost, and they was like, we're hey, this is the end of the line, because what is after this? Because we basically they both committed so many sins and atrocities.
Mhm.
They like the last good thing we can do, let's remove ourselves out of this. And it
Yep.
was given. That was something. But now for the number 1 spot. The number
Mhm.
1 spot.
Mhm.
There goes to the airbender, nomad follower, the here. The here. The one and only who broke down the avatar so bad in mind, body, and spirit. He gave the avatar a disability. He put her ass in a wheelchair. His his team, flawless. This
Oh, they
man,
were
this
fine.
man here,
They were fine.
he had what was her name? I think it was Ming Hoa. She was
Mhm.
she was the waterbender with no motherfucking arms. Where the fuck you
No
find
arms.
that at? She was in this bitch whooping their
I was like,
ass.
whoever came up with her, raise
Raise.
down.
And I will say I respect the character because of course, in real world, disabilities don't stop nothing. And those with disabilities, they always push forward. I've been seeing that trend, not a trend, but I've been seeing a lot of individuals push through with that lately. So to have a
Mhm.
character do that, yes, she was a villain, but her skills,
I thought it was great representation.
great
Great
representation.
representation.
She was doing it. So
Mhm.
now let's move on to his other crew member, Gazan, lava bending. When I seen that motherfucker microwave the goddamn earth, I said, "We have it's a such thing as as lava,
It's lava bender.
lava."
Mhm.
And then his girlfriend, Miss combustion and her combustion bending. I was like, oh, not
Mhm.
that being your boo, but
That was
yeah.
his girl. The height difference and everything.
She said, baby, I like to climb. Ain't no thing.
Look at, listen, he can fly now. He just float up to her. Ain't no problem.
Ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. But no, Zahir's crew fortified. And he broke every last one of them out of prison. They
Mhm.
all got out.
Yeah.
Scot-free. Ran rampant. And with Zahir, what's so crazy is that for him to be so into airbending, but yet choose violence knowing a monk that is not their way is crazy to me. Zahir is buck wild. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But like one thing about it, he was just sturdy in his purpose. This made him
Mhm.
the biggest villain because he literally set the stage for Kuvira to literally just come in and just do whatever the fuck she wanted, not even knowing. Because he broke Korra down. I'm talking about broke her down to where I say she had to go to.
It happened. I love seeing her so defeated because
Oh,
they kept giving her every reason to win. You got all this support. Okay. You knew that you were the Avatar since you were two. You, you literally had teachers who were actual airbenders. Aang did not get, I hate that I keep bringing up Aang, but like the comparison between them two is so hard not to do
so
because he
fast.
didn't get trained by airbenders since he was 12 when they were all wiped out and he went under ice. You grew up connected to this man's family and still was like,
Literally.
I can't airbend. And then you have this guy who taught himself how to airbend.
Literally.
Okay, you knew he was going to choose violence. You've been hearing about this man for how long? It's only the violence is the only choice for him.
He
Peace was
pulled
never an
he
option.
pulled up at their house. Shit.
Yeah,
And told all of it.
all of them. Because
All
once
of them.
again, he's that guy. Okay, because according to what I had read,
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that what they call themselves, the Black Lotus,
Yeah.
because they became in that group because they didn't like what the White Lotus was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, I get it. You formed your own anti-group. That's fine and everything. But they're supposed to be the reason that Sokka's dead because Sokka saved
Mm.
Zuko during a fight with them. And that's why Sokka's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Which you only put respect on my man Sokka, but you only showed him in a flashback once? Looking all
It
fine.
def it definitely could have been a bigger deep dive because as I just went through everybody on that roster, part of the
Uh-huh.
Black Lotus, they are formidable. So for somebody like
Yes.
Sokka, who's been fighting since 15 with the avatars, lost his life fighting these people, poor baby. What was you doing while you was
You got
frolicking in the ancestor realm? And then you got cut off from the rest of the avatars.
like twice. You kept getting cut
Twice.
off.
Twice. I said you was already down bad. Now you lost what little bit of help that they was trying to give you. So when that connection got cut off,
I love seeing them disappear too. Because it's like they're all saying, you stupid hoe, as they disappear. You freaking idiots. And why
ooh,
won't you learn at anything? She was never calling on them. And they were the
never.
main people who she should have been trying to talk to, especially Aang when it came to the Black Lotus, because you're no match for them. What? Because the gang specifically fought in the 100 Years' War as kids. Okay?
Literally.
They were all under 20 years old. So to fight and win that war, and you're just like, I can take them. Oh, you complaining about the fact that you have a nice place to live and supportive parents and friends. I'm confused at what you think you can do. And you got sat down for real. He wheelchaired you hard to the point that you couldn't even smile.
Like, you good? And she was pushing her to the
Ooh,
ceremony. I was like, baby, he knocked both her knees in that last fight. Like, they were
he got it.
squabbing. and
got
she
her.
got her shit rocked. I
She
was
did.
like, by one airbender. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
I get it because I'm gonna say I get it in the sense where yeah, it's gonna be a struggle trying to learn your least favorite element. Cause Aang struggled with fire because he was taught peace. So to try to
Mm-hmm.
bring that rise of anger out of him, that just was not him. But he still got down to business, found the solution. That's how he took out Ozai. Korra,
Yeah.
I think my biggest issue with Korra, as now since we done got through the villains, now we finna really get into it. You know how you was talking about old girl on the last Marvel episode, Sylvie, how she didn't evolve as a character. Korra never evolved to me. She
No.
even after I would say the first two beginning defeats, you learned nothing because every villain after that got worse and worse. And she never evolved because especially with the airbending, yes, it's hard, but she struggled with airbending because she was such a hothead. Airbending is something you got to go with the flow. You got to let it flow within you. You have to be at
Mm-hmm.
peace with yourself.
But
I
listen, this is the same hoe that struggled with water bending when they were playing the pro bending sport. And that's her uh first bending she learned how to do. So
That's the hood you from. You mean to tell me? And then you from the waterbender tribe where you literally got Katara healing up your scars? The
you got
Katara?
the waterbender.
What?
And you
It
losing at a game?
at a game. A game. I just feel like every character around her elevated except her. Now we
Mm-hmm.
getting into everybody around her. We could start with our favorite brothers. Mako mastered the lightning technique.
Mm-hmm.
Like him and his brother, one just because of just DNA, being that their parents was a firebender and an earthbender, you put that together, okay. They had the perfect makeup to be excellent.
Mm-hmm.
You had Mako with his lightning, and then when Bolin came pushing through with the lava bending, it made so much sense. Of course you were. And I just felt like with Korra as the Avatar, you never attained these, I'm gonna call them remixed bending styles. You never attained metal bending. You never attained lava bending. And you sure as fuck. Then I did she ever do the lightning with the fire? Did she ever do that?
Not that I recall, no.
So yeah, you was basic as hell.
Yeah.
And then it's like you're the Avatar in the era where all these different variations are like thriving at the time. I'm trying to see how your teammates get an upgrade before you.
I'm
Cause
trying to
I don't
see.
know, cause they fucking work for it.
Well, there you go, working for it. She really doesn't know what that means. She also doesn't know what loyalty means because she was a straight whore going in between those two brothers like that.
And then to
Period.
and then got with Asami when she did her little retirement at 16.
And Asami a hoe too.
Huh.
She she is. My thing is, listen, we cannot be friends if you break up with me and go get with the girl that got in between me and my brother. We're not friends. I wish you the worst. Why would we be cool after that? First of all, and if I'm Bolin, we'll never. If I'm the brothers, period, we won't be cool. First of all, I caught you lipping on my brother, kissing my brother, my oldest brother, the one I look
Mm-hmm.
up to and rely on,
Mm-hmm.
the one that I live with and only have in this life.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
And no, we can't be cool. And Asami, wish you the worst. That's why your dad was evil, and that's just what it is.
And even with even with all of that, Bolin and Mako if they didn't stick around, Cora would have been fucked a whole lot more
All the
than
time.
what the fuck happened. Because literally fourth season against Kuvera, oof, Bolin and Mako came through hard. They dismantled that whole
Hmm.
motherfucking machine. Just them two. Too deep.
Yeah.
And
I
where's
mean,
the
straight up.
Avatar? Up there.
No, 100%. Without Bolin up against the Black Lotus, where would you been? Because baby boy can lava bend. What can you do? What
Yeah,
can you
she did nothing. She literally had to get saved. Literally, like if all her loved ones did not come through,
do? Mhm.
we probably wouldn't even have a fourth season. I
No,
kid
not at
you
all.
not.
Because
Because
who's gonna get combustion woman?
to take down the Black Lotus, it took strategy. What
Mhm.
else does Korra lack in? Strategy. Cause she don't think. That's why I call her musclehead, because all she do is just punch. Nothing's going on. Cornbread ain't done in the middle. It's not working. And when I say everybody upgraded like around her, Janora upgraded within Airbender really kind of just took over her father's position at such a young age. I already talked about
Mhm.
Bolin and Mako. Hell, even Asami got her shit together with her dad's company. Got had the
Yeah.
inventions rolling, became a full-fledged businesswoman.
Mhm. I feel like
Um,
Asami's true bending was in hoardism. Uh, she can become a businesswoman all she wants, all she wants. Her and Corey getting together at the end, whores. You can, you, that's all I gotta say with y'all because y'all were foul at how you moved. Foul, you were foul how you moved. There had to have been somebody else you could have picked. Had to have been somebody else you could have picked. But okay, you picked his ex-girlfriend. Smart. Makes so much sense. That's really good for true friendship. But what I want to make sure I hit and make very, very clear, besides Cora herself that I can't stand,
mhm.
the fact that y'all really tried your best to ruin how we viewed Aang so that we would
Mm,
look at Cora better is
mm,
disrespect on another level. I could have still loved Aang and slowly tried to accept her. I don't like her as a person. I think, like I said, I've called her a whore like 6 times already. I think she moves really, really, really bad. Okay, and she don't learn her lesson.
mhm,
But you made Aang the worst father, a bad person? First of all, the Aang I knew would have never allowed that statue to go up in Republic City. He would have vetoed that straight off the bat. Because
mhm.
baby boy didn't need that.
Facts.
Then you make it that he names his oldest son after Boomy, his longest known friend. He has his daughter, who's a waterbender.
Mhm,
And then he has his third son, Tenzin, who's an
mhm.
airbender, and he only pays attention to Tenzin. And Katara, who ended patriarchy in the Northern Water Tribe,
Just sat there and allowed it.
she was like, cool, babe, I love it. If you like it, I
Hell,
love it.
they definitely diminished his whole reputation to make it seem like
Yes.
it was dysfunction in his kids, and that don't even sound right. Because
No.
Aang just simply wasn't like that.
No, because he could have been a dad that struggled, just like every other dad does, to take care of his kids correctly and raise them nicely. But the fact that he only took Tenzin on trips and Katara let him go, first of all, like the type of bond that eventually I know Katara had with Appa wouldn't have been like, he wouldn't even have let them fly off. He's not flying. If Kadar was like, "Hey, yo, Appa, no, you finna chill, and the rest of my children are gonna get up on you, and y'all are all gonna go to wherever you need to go to learn whatever,"
Mm-hmm.
he would have been like, "Okay, cool, I'm listening to Katara." So yeah, Aang, you just can't convince me that he would have been a bad dad. Not that bad. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that he didn't necessarily have a father because you see when his you don't ever see her face, but you see when his mother gives birth and he lives with the monks. So at the
Mm-hmm.
very least, Monk Gyatso was his father figure.
Mm-hmm.
So why? I mean, I just don't understand why he would go so hard in acting like his other children literally did not exist. Like, I can understand being excited about Tenzin being an airbender because you've been the only airbender for so long. I
Mm-hmm.
get it. I understand. But for you to come from a group of that includes a waterbender, an earthbender, and a non-bender, your main man, Sokka, You named him after Boomy. You named your eldest son after Boomy, and then acted like he wasn't there is crazy to me.
That's insane.
It's crazy. Like, and I just can't see Katara allowing it. I don't see Aang dying and him still married to Katara if that's how he was treating his children. Okay, it's not like his cousins or his friends' children. It is his. His. You know how hard he pined for Katara to then get to have children with her and ignore 2 out of 3? Please tell me how that makes sense. And that's just not acknowledged by the people who it should have been acknowledged by.
Mhm.
It's I don't like with everything that Katara done. Where's
Mhm.
Katara's statue? You have a statue of the Cabbage Man and not Katara. And first of all, I want to make something very clear. I love Dante Brasco. Don't get me wrong. I could listen to him talk with Zuko's face all day long. But you guys were lazy in making General Iroh and Korra the same voice. He could have changed it a little bit. He could have deepened it. He could have made it higher. He could have had an accent for some reason. He has the same exact voice coming out of another attractive black-haired boy's body. What? What? What are you doing? I just don't get why they would do that.
Like when he opened his mouth, I was like, "Is that's Gene and them?" I was like, I said, "Why does he sound like Zuko?" I said, "Why did y'all do
Exactly.
that?" And I feel like how he looked, because he was just so buff looking. Keep in mind, Zuko's original voice was a voice when he was 15 or 16,
Exactly.
however old he was. So it matched. So I'm looking at this grown motherfucker with that voice, and I'm like, that Adam's apple did not drop or something, because this don't even look right.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was just me, but it was hilarious to see him talk, because I'm like, this is confusing me.
Right. I've been here before. I've been here before. Okay.
Like, yes, they
Go
should
ahead
do
and say you
something
challenge
else.
Zula to a duel. Because I know I've heard it before. But overall,